The Canterbury Tales, written by Geoffrey Chaucer in the late 14th century, is a collection of stories told by a diverse group of pilgrims traveling to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury. The work provides a vivid portrayal of medieval society, revealing the behaviors, virtues, flaws, and moral lessons of people from different social classes. Chaucer's genius lies in his ability to depict both individual characters and the broader social landscape, making his work timeless, relatable, and insightful for students studying literature. The narrative begins at the Tabard Inn in Southwark, London, where 29 pilgrims gather before setting off on their journey. They include men and women from every social rank, from the noble knight and his youthful squire to the humble parson and the bawdy miller. There are also clerics, tradesmen, merchants, a shipman, a physician, and more. Each pilgrim brings a unique personality, occupation, and moral outlook. This diversity sets the stage for a series of tales, each reflecting the character of its teller, creating a mirror of medieval English society. To make the journey engaging, the host, Harry Bailey, proposes a storytelling contest. Each pilgrim will tell 2 tales on the way to Canterbury and 2 on the return journey. The pilgrim with the best story will win a free meal at the host's inn. Chaucer himself joins the pilgrimage and appears as a character, recording the tales, interactions, and personalities of the pilgrims. The frame narrative allows Chaucer to weave together a rich tapestry of comedy, tragedy, romance, satire, and moral lessons. The General Prologue. The general prologue introduces the pilgrims through brief but vivid sketches, highlighting their virtues, vices, and social positions. The knight is noble, wise, and experienced in battle, representing the ideal of chivalry. His son, the squire, is young, romantic, and passionate, embodying energy and refinement. Religious figures include the prioress, who displays elegance and compassion, the monk, who favors hunting over religious devotion, the friar, who exploits the poor for personal gain, and the parson, a model of genuine piety. Tradesmen and professionals include the merchant, the shipman, the cook, and the manciple, while the miller, a rough bawdy man, represents the lower classes. Among the more outspoken characters is the wife of Bath, experienced and assertive about marriage and gender roles. The pardoner and the summoner highlight corruption in the church. The prologue does more than describe the pilgrims. It establishes social commentary, humor, and conflict. The interactions between pilgrims, often sharp or ironic, prefigure the variety of tales they will tell. Chaucer's skill lies in balancing satire with empathy, showing that while the pilgrims are flawed, they are also human, relatable, and sometimes admirable. The Knight's Tale. The storytelling begins with the knight, whose tale is noble, serious, and structured, reflecting his chivalric ideals. The story is set in ancient Athens, where 2 cousins, Palamon and Archite, are imprisoned. Both fall in love with Emily, whom they see from the prison window. Their love creates rivalry, leading to a tournament to win her hand. Fate and divine intervention guide the outcome. Archite ultimately wins the right to marry Emily but dies tragically in an accident. Palamon marries Emily instead, restoring social and moral order. The tale exemplifies chivalric values, honor, loyalty, and divine providence. It also reflects the knight's personality, noble, virtuous, and orderly. The Miller's Tale and the Reeve's Tale. The miller, drunk and defiant, tells a bawdy, humorous story about a carpenter named John, his young wife Allison, and 2 clerks, Nicholas and Absalon, who scheme to seduce her. The tale involves trickery, slapstick humor, and risque situations, parodying the ideals of courtly love. The miller's crude humor offends the Reeve, who retaliates with the Reeve's Tale, telling of a deceitful miller outwitted by 2 clever students. These stories illustrate the comic, bawdy, and competitive nature of some pilgrims' tales, as well as class tensions between tradesmen and students or professionals. The Cook's Tale. The Cook tells a short story of a young apprentice who enjoys city pleasures, but the tale breaks off, leaving it incomplete. This unfinished story hints at Chaucer's broader plan for the collection, suggesting that not every tale reaches completion, and emphasizing the variety of storytelling quality among the pilgrims. The Man of Law and the Wife of Bath. The Man of Law tells the story of Constance, a woman who suffers misfortune but maintains her virtue and faith, ultimately finding safety and justice. It contrasts sharply with the miller's bawdiness, demonstrating the range of moral tones in the tales. The Wife of Bath offers both a prologue and a tale. Her prologue reads like an autobiography, where she describes her 5 marriages, experience with love, and views on women's sovereignty in marriage. Her tale continues these ideas. A knight who assaults a woman is sentenced to discover what women most desire. Guided by an old, wise lady, he learns that giving women choice and respect is the ultimate lesson. The Wife of Bath's narrative raises gender, power, and social commentary issues, highlighting medieval debates about women's rights and marital relationships. The Friar and the Summoner. The friar and the summoner exchange stories attacking each other. The friar tells of a greedy summoner who is punished by a devil, while the summoner responds with a story of a cunning friar being humiliated by a clever gift. These tales use satire and irony to critique corruption in the church while engaging the pilgrims in playful competition. The Clerk, Merchant, and Franklin. The Clerk's Tale tells the story of Griselda, a woman tested cruelly by her husband for patience and obedience, illustrating virtue and endurance. The Merchant counters with the cynical story of January and May, highlighting the deceit and imperfection of marriage in contrast to Griselda's ideal. The Franklin's Tale offers a more balanced view, emphasizing honesty, truth, and mutual respect between husband and wife. These tales reflect contrasting perspectives on marriage, social roles, and human behavior. The Pardoner and the Parson. The Pardoner delivers both a prologue and a tale. In his prologue, he openly confesses to exploiting people for profit through the sale of fake relics. In his tale, 3 men seek to kill death, find gold instead, and kill one another out of greed. This story is a moral lesson against avarice, hypocrisy, and human folly. The parson at the journey's end delivers a serious prose sermon on penitence, contrition, and moral conduct, providing a sober, ethical conclusion to the pilgrimage. Chaucer's retraction follows, asking forgiveness for any tales that might have led listeners toward vice rather than virtue. Other tales and social commentary. Additional tales provide variety in tone, theme, and lesson. The Nun's Priest's Tale, a beast fable about a clever rooster named Chanticleer, blends humor with philosophical reflection on flattery, dreams, and free will. The Second Nun's Tale emphasizes piety through the story of Saint Cecilia. The Canon's Yeoman's Tale critiques fraudulent alchemy, while the Shipman's Tale and the Manciple's Tale explore commerce, gossip, and morality. Each tale contributes to a comprehensive social panorama, balancing entertainment, ethics, and satire. Conclusion. Although Chaucer never completed the projected 120 tales, the surviving 24 provide a rich exploration of human nature, society, and literature. Each tale reflects its teller's character, values, and social position. The Pilgrim's stories collectively offer lessons about virtue, vice, humor, love, greed, and justice. Chaucer's use of vernacular English, social observation, humor, and moral reflection transformed English literature. The Canterbury Tales remains a vivid, insightful, and entertaining study of humanity, bridging the medieval world and modern readers alike.